Good morning, everybody. I've been getting a lot of phone calls from people saying with these stimulus checks coming out, what should I be doing with this, or how can I use this to my advantage? If you have kids that are younger or they're in college, they may qualify for some of these stimulus programs as well too. What should they be doing? And I wanted to do the fastest presentation I've ever done, hitting off a couple of bullet points that I think could really kind of hit home and put you in a better situation going forward. Now, one of the first things I would tell everybody to do is to reevaluate your budget. When you go through a year like we've had over the past 12 months, a lot of you have realized that even with less income, you've been able to get by. You had to make some hard decisions in terms of how you spend your money. Going forward, do we still need to spend the same amount of money in those areas? Can we keep that spending down, and can we take that new money that was previously being spent and not being used successfully and invest that and do some long-term growth with it? So that's the first thing I would say, is let's re-examine our budget. The second thing is tackle credit card debt. Again, if our expenses got a little out of hand over the past year because maybe our income wasn't where it was and we have accumulated some additional credit card debt, I am not a fan of having credit card debt at 10, 12, 18%. To the extent we could pay that thing down, that would be a very big benefit in a long-term care, long situation. Third, rebuild your emergency fund. Now, nobody likes emergency funds. They don't do anything. They just sit there in cash. I know banks are paying virtually nothing right now, but I am a fan of having 3 to 6 months of cash in the most inconvenient bank ever established. It can't be open at nights. It can't be open on weekends. It can't have an ATM card, and it can't have check writing. And I want money going there on a systematic basis so that when you have a problem, you can get there. It's a pain in the neck, but this way it's going to stay liquid, and it's going to be an emergency fund that works for a period of time. Once you've established that, you could create some more long-term investment plans. Take a look at your kids' education. If you got younger kids and you have some additional money coming in there, they're going to be in college soon. I got 2 kids in college right now, and it's incredibly expensive. If we take some money and put them into some low costing 529 plans, get tax deferred growth on it, I think there's a benefit of doing that as well too. And finally, use the stimmy to buy some big ticket items like a TV or a new iPhone. Absolutely not. Most people, if you take a look at how much they have in terms of clothes in their closet, they don't wear these clothes on a systematic basis. They have new iPhones, they have new TVs. Don't buy depreciating assets. If you want to accumulate wealth, focus on things that appreciate over a period of time and become more valuable, as opposed to things that as soon as you buy it is worth substantially less. So kind of going through this thing, a couple of things. Many families have struggled financially. So again, you have to understand bad times will happen. People tell me, this is my plan A, this is how it's going to happen. Plan A never works. What's your plan B? What's your plan C? What's your plan D? You need to make sure that you have backup plans, because your primary plan is almost never going to work perfect in all different types of situations. Secondly, emergency funds, while not exciting, it's the foundation of a solid plan. It means that when bad things happen, that we don't have to invade our 401k plan. We don't have to take out a home equity line of credit. We don't have to go to our family members and friends and ask them for money. We've established a foundation that will help us through these bad times that we will have. Third, make smart choices. There's always ways to cut money. If you take a look at how you're spending money, and sometimes I suggest people just put it on a notepad. Anytime you spend a dime, put it in a notepad, go through a week, see how much money you're spending in areas that you could probably cut out. Anytime we could cut out that spending and we can reinvest it into long-term savings, it creates a tremendous long-term benefit of doing this. And finally, look for entertainment that's quite inexpensive. You could go out to movies with the family and it's probably going to cost you $100, or you could go hiking with the family and it's not going to cost you anything. You could bring some sandwiches, you could have a great time. There's always ways that you could come up with creative ways to have fun as a family, or as a husband and wife, or even as an individual, joining some clubs, things like that, where you get out, you meet people, you have a good time, and you're not spending money on a regular basis. Over a period of time, that has a tremendous impact on how much money you have. Now, again, this is just part of an overall financial program. We just wanted to get this information out because many of you were asking for it. If you have questions on any of these things, please feel free to reach out and give us a call. And I would suggest that you go to our website and go to the webinar section. There's a lot of different webinars we have on college savings, long-term care, basically everything. Go out there, take a look, and if you have any questions, please feel free to give us a call. Thanks again for your time. Call me if you need me.